Hey YouTube, 1980 Michigan back again. It's been a long time since I made a video, and I figured I would just for something to do, maybe show what's going on with my next install that's going to be finally happening after over 6 months. Here I got the Summos car stereo. It's a DVD player with 3-inch touch screen. Not the greatest, but for $80 you really can't go wrong. I've checked it out already. It works pretty good. And then over here I got my Optima D31T. That's going to be powering the star of the day over here, my Orion hcca 12.2. Ain't a lot of light over here, but let all you guys see what this sub really looks like. If I can move some of my stuff I have here. It's got like a 445 ounce magnet on it, about 4 inches excursion. Badass subwoofer. And I was running power acoustic amps and stuff like that on this sub, and they put out really good, pretty good power for their price, but they don't last very long. This sub killed one in less than 2 weeks. And over here I got, heavy as heck and hard to turn with one hand, but I got my Orion XTR 1500.1. is a monoblock Class D amplifier. Pushes out about 1600 watts RMS at 1 ohm. And then underneath that I got a cheap VR3 200 watt amplifier that's going to run my my Memphis 6.5 inch speakers. The Memphises are 50 watts RMS each, and this radio pushes, or this amplifier pushes out 50 watts RMS per channel, so it should be a pretty good match. And this sub is 2000 watts RMS, and this says it's 1500 watts RMS, but it's been tested to push 1900 watts RMS. It just depends. I'm not gonna have the greatest power push into it. I got a little bit of dirt in here. I ain't gonna have the greatest power going to this amplifier, so I don't expect to get 1900. This sub wired in parallel is about 1.4 ohms, so I'm expecting about 1300 watts. This still will pound pretty good. And then over here I got the box for my sub. I built it myself. It's got a 3-inch port down there at the bottom, and then there's the opening. It's 2.8 cubic foot at 30 hertz. That box there will do some damage for sure. But anyway, YouTube, that's going to be my install. I'm going to try to get my car stereo in today, but weather ain't cooperating outside, and it's raining pretty bad, so I'm not going to get my sub in today. I hope to have it in within the next week or two, maybe sooner if things work out, but I just don't feel like playing out in the rain, and my car stereo I can install from the inside, so. And I don't have the purple S cord anymore. The motor decided to blow up in that a couple months after I made my last videos. I have a Mazda 626 now. It's only got a 70 amp alternator, so I'm not sure if I'm going to run 1/0 gauge or 4 gauge back to my Optima battery, because my alternator cannot push enough power to sustain the amp by itself. It's going to have to use this battery. So I don't really see the point of running 1/0 from the front of my car to the back when my alternator will not push out enough power to power the amp anyway. I'd rather think about just running some 4 gauge I got with an 80 amp fuse, and if the system draws more than 80 amps from the front and blows that fuse, well, that's good, because I don't want to kill my front battery. So. And I'm either going to get a capacitor or a volt gauge or something here soon, and it's going to be connected with this battery. That way I know how much voltage my amp is getting, and if this battery starts to get too low, I can go ahead and turn the radio down and recharge it. But basically that's what I got, and plus my 1/0 gauge is actually aluminum wire, and I'd rather have copper. I used it in my last install, and it worked pretty good, but it's big, but it's aluminum, and it's just hard to route around. I'm not sure. I might just go with some. I got some pretty. This is a small piece, but I have more. Pretty good 4-gauge wire. It's better than the cheap stuff on eBay. But anyway, 1980 Michigan out. You guys have a good day.